Hey peeps, it's Coach Johnny. Sunday afternoon, December the 21st. We have about, oh Lord, I'm tired. So 10 more days, 10 more days left in 2014. And I wanted to just kind of sit down and talk to you for a minute. I'm just coming back from church and thinking about all of the things that have happened over the last 11 and a half months and really trying to hone in on what is coming for me in 2015. I have huge plans as usual. As usual, right? But I guess this year I want to talk to you about focusing on your intention so that you can get your plans accomplished. We start out every year with all this kind of stuff that we're going to do, right? I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to start investing in real estate. I'm going to start saving. I'm going to start losing weight. I'm going to have this amazing diet. I'm going to change my eating habits. I'm going to go vegan. I'm going to go vegetarian. I'm going to do all of these things. And we have all this great thought process, right? But how much intention do you put behind the things that you plan to do for the next 12 months? And I've been really and truly learning about intention over the last few months. Really and truly honing in on what my intention is for myself as a speaker, as a coach, for myself as a person who is a worship leader, for myself who is a person who is purposeful, full of purpose, right? But I want to make sure that my intent, the thoughts, the things that I intend to happen, the things that I absolutely want to be a part of the outcome of what I'm doing. How do I set myself up in the beginning so that I can reach the intended end? And the answer to that I've learned is literally to focus your intention on the end and do everything in between from the beginning to the end with definitive intention. So with definitive understanding that this is exactly what it's going to be, and to focus that intention so that everything that you do is well thought out, is well understood, so that even the things that could cause you pitfalls are well thought out, so that in the end, the only thing that has a choice to happen is the outcome that you have started out with, because you've counted the cost for the good and the bad. You've also counted the cost for the things that you have to do in order for yourselves to be able to have all that you are trying to have happen actually happen. So when I roll that back a little further, and I'm doing this so that I can make sure that I give you guys all the information that you need in order to be able to set yourselves up for success in whatever you're trying to do for the rest of your lives, right? Break intention down to the steps. Break it down to the forethought that goes into the steps. Break it down into asking yourself the tough questions now, gathering the answers that you need now, so that when you have conversations later, like even talking about it, you have to be fully intentional with your conversation about it so that you can truly achieve it. So what does that look like? For my telesummit and for my conference that's happening in March, the Abundance Summit is happening in March, and 7 Days to Abundance, the free telesummit, is happening in January. So because the telesummit is happening before the telesummit, the free event, the free virtual event, is happening before the actual in-person event in March, my intention with that is to get people aware and so that they'll understand and know what we're, what the whole conference is about, because the subject of the conference is sometimes a little abstract for people to be able to grasp. So the intent behind the telesummit, behind the virtual event, is to actually get people involved in the understanding, to get people listening, to get people asking themselves the tough questions that they need to ask, so that in 2015 and beyond, they can set themselves up to receive greater abundance in their lives. Greater joy, greater peace, greater love, greater everything that has to do with abundance, greater everything. Because abundance is full and to the overflowing. So because it is that, the intention behind it has to be that and more. Okay, so the other thing that I want to make sure that I talk to you about in terms of your intention is set yourself up for success. And what I mean by set yourself up for success, it means take the time to study what you're trying to do, what you intend to have happen. Unless you are the very first person to do it ever in the world, there is information, data, documentation of some sort somewhere. If it's not a book, it's an article, it's a list, it's something that someone has done before. Read that stuff, study that stuff, learn it, so that you can learn to apply what fits what you're trying to do to yourself and to the process, so that you'll be able to set yourself up for success. Setting yourself up for success means get yourself some people around you who know more than you about what you're doing, who can guide you through the process of what you're doing, who can absolutely give you understanding of what to do and what not to do, so that your success is actually imminent. The other part of it is make sure that you have the wherewithal inside of you, the resolve within yourself, that you will do what it takes to succeed. I was recently on a radio show talking to Terry Clay. The radio show is the Small Biz Startup Show. It's a show about what entrepreneurs need to do in order to start up, and I talked about the steps to success, to creating a successful life plan. And when I was on that show, we were really intentional about everything that we were talking about. But one of the things that we talked about was what you want is going to cost you everything you want, is going to cost you everything you are. Everything you have, everything that you've been through, everything that you know and everything that you don't know, is going to cost you all of that so that you can get to where you're trying to go. So the you that you know right now will not be the you that sits in the same seat that you sit in 2 years, if you do what you're doing right. Because you will have grown, you will have learned some things, you will have lost some things, you will have gotten some greater understanding and some greater knowledge, you will have experienced more. You will have shifted your perspective, not your personality. Your personality will have grown, right? You will have lost some stuff. You will have not just lost it, you will have voluntarily let some other things go. And that is all in the process of going into getting what you want. Remember, if you don't remember anything else from this video, everything you want, everything you need in life, everything you desire to have for your life will cost you everything you are, without question. I promise you that. I promise you that when you're done becoming the best you will know your life will be, as my mentor Lisa Nichols says, unrecognizable. Barely recognizable. Like, I think that's me, but this me looks nothing like the me that I used to be. Like, it doesn't, I'm still me, but it's not the same me that I was when I started out on the journey. I've learned more, I've grown more, I've become more, I've given more, I've done more, I've served greater, I've thought bigger, I've taken on more, I've become more. And all of those things happen because you allow your intention to be a part of your everyday existence. Minute by minute, your intention must set the tone for everything that you do. Because without definitive intention, your goals will be all over the place. Ask yourself right now, stop and take inventory of all the times that you said to yourself, I should do that. And you started, and you got good and close, and then was like, oh, okay, this doesn't work. Boom, and dropped it. What would have happened if before you started that thing, you put your intention in the way? Not your enthusiasm, because enthusiasm is not intention. We get all excited and we want to do some stuff, right? But that's not the same as being intentional about what you do. Enthusiasm is great, but it wanes. Intention is purposeful and is purposely done. There is a difference. So think about it in terms of making sure that you do all you're supposed to do on your end. Do your research. Learn whatever you need to learn. Grow however you need to grow. Set up a plan. Ask yourself all the questions, not just the easy questions that you know to ask. Stand on the other side of the conversation and ask questions like you're the other person having the conversation with you, the person who knows everything. And find out what they would ask you and answer those questions ahead of time. That way, when it's time to have that conversation, you're not just prepared, you're quite intentional about the conversation, and you are the one who's able to not only give the conversation, but have it successful. Not only have the conversation, but have it successful, deliver whatever information that you're supposed to deliver, and get the result that you're supposed to get because you were prepared. It doesn't mean that you'll always get the result that you want to get, but you will get the result that you were supposed to get. And if you keep doing it enough, especially if you're selling, you will absolutely get the result that you desire to get. So, bringing it all back, I want to make sure that in 2015 we are very intentional, that we do all the things that we're supposed to do and make all the things that we're supposed to make happen. Not because we fought through and we worked hard and we lost sleep and we sweat and suffered. No, we ain't suffering all the way through this. This can be grace and ease if we do it with intention, if we do it with focus, right? If we do it so that it matters on every level, like it matters on every level. So, life in 4G, this is a part of it. This is something that I've never talked about before because this is something that as I've grown, I've learned. So, make sure that you consider all the things that you do. And we've talked about counting the cost before, but we've never talked about intentional movement before. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that as we grow, because now that I'm in this place and intention is everything and intention is a part of all the things that I do, things are going to move a little more swiftly. They're going to be changing a lot. And I want to make sure that I get out to you all the things that you need to have. So, we're living life in 4G in 2015. We're saying bye-bye to 2014, and we're walking in intention. So if you want to lose weight, if you want to start changing your diet, if you want to do whatever you want to do it with intention so that you can actually have what you want to have in the end. Life in 4G is living in God, living a life of giving, living a life of gratitude, and living unapologetically in your greatness. If you like this video, please do not forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to my to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure you take a look at the Abundance Summit. That's abundance-summit.com. That's my live event that's coming up in March here in San Diego, March 13th and 14th. It will be a phenomenal event. I have some great speakers coming. Also, before that, we are having the 7 Days of Abundance that's taking place January 13th through the 20th, and that's taking place, it's virtually. So if you want to be a part of the virtual event, please sign up at 7daysofabundance.com. All right, have a wonderful day. Bye, peeps.